Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to Working with Bobby. Uh, Today is Monday. I think it's a little bit after 8:30. I came down here so I can try to see if I can get my truck finished up. I'm sorry this video coming to some of y'all late. I know that if you got to watch the video of me removing the shorty headers, I was hoping to upload the next video in the next day or two or so, but it didn't quite work out that way. Had some things come up. I had to work on my mama car. So I didn't have time to try to get down here with that and with things going on at the house. So I took today to try to see if I can get my truck back straight. So I'm gonna get y'all turned around. I literally got it down here probably no more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes ago. Let me get y'all turned around so y'all can see what time it is. All right. So far, what I've done. Let me get my light out here. Actually, I need to do a whole lot. Get the camera stand out here too, because I'm gonna need that for later. I'm giving y'all raw footage right now because I don't have anyone with me all the time that helps me with editing and recording and all that sort of stuff. So just bear with me. You're looking at the reel of what goes on. I ain't even get to put no tools up yet from what I was doing before. Left my little scan out and everything. But I'm gonna get my light right fast. Oh, I'm gonna knock down something. Get my light so I can show y'all what I did get to do. All right. What I did, and you can see it done flash rush just that quick. And see, that's one of the things that I hate is when I prepare to try to do some work on something and something else comes up and I end up having to leave out what I would normally take care of. So thank God being down here in this country, you can't take risks like this because not because of the flash rush, but because of them dirt diggers or dirt dobblers or whatever they call them. They look like wasps, but they don't do nothing but just put their little babies inside the holes that they can find, and then turn around and stop them up. You know, with the let me get this light where you can see it. Stop it up with whatever that is they plug it up with, and then you got to turn around and clean all that out. But anyway, that's where we at so far. What I got to do is I got to get under the truck because if you see that tailpipe right there, and excuse the camera angle, I'm just trying to get it the way y'all can see. I got to cut that back some more, and I'll show y'all up from up under the truck as well. I got to cut that back some more because I don't know where the primary tubes is gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fish that header in there from the top or the bottom, but we gonna find out. And then what my plan is today is to put the new spark plugs, wires, put all that on, and this side here I got to do the same thing. I gotta cut the rest of that pipe off because, like I said, I don't know where the primary, not the primary, where the collector gonna end up at once I bolt it up to the engine. But this side here should be pretty easy. Ain't hauling nothing over here. But anyway, get y'all turned back around. Anyway, what I was getting at is I don't know where the primary tubes is going to end up, and you may run into this application on your vehicle as well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it back to where I can get that other part of the exhaust redid anyway, and then once I get the headers on, I'll know what I'm working with. I mean, I can't do it myself because I don't have a pipe bender and I don't know how to weld, so I'm gonna have to get the truck to somebody so they can finish that for me. But just in case your application is sort of like this, and you trying to figure out how you want to do yours, I'm gonna try to show you as much as I possibly can, just like I promised in the first video, or part one of this series. So let me go ahead and get set up the way I can get to work, and then we're gonna get started. All right, y'all. This is a view of under the truck. This is I'm under the truck on the driver's side, as you can tell. I mean, well, if you know what you're looking at, you can tell. This is the pipe that I told you I had to go ahead and eliminate. Mainly because of this cross member. Because I'm praying that the headers don't come all the way back here. But if they do either way, I got to redo this. Because number one, I'm going to probably run this cross pipe a little bit further back. Maybe up under this part of the drive shaft. Let me get the camera where y'all can see. Probably in this area here. That way, if I got to pull the transmission, I got room to come back and then drop it straight down. So this will no longer be up under the tail shaft housing. It'll be more so up under the front side, like just behind the U-joints of the drive shaft. As you can see, I got the blue tape on it. That's actually something that I did when I was down here, I think Friday. But like I said, I had to do some work on my mom's car to get her back straight. So by the time I finished with that, I ain't had time to even mess with this. So that's where I'm gonna be cutting it off at. I'm gonna be cutting it off at the back side of the blue line, and I'm hoping that I got it where it needs to be. Depending on where the camera ain't at, sometimes it looks straight and sometimes it don't. But I'm gonna try to cut it off right about here. All right, and then that way, when I get the exhaust redid again, not the whole thing, but just to up until that point, they'll run the pipe from the collector on either side, and then to both pipes leading into the X pipe, which is going into the muffler, and etc., etc. So I'm gonna go ahead. I got my saws all up under here already. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cut off. I'm not gonna record it because I don't have no way of propping up the camera, but I'll cut it back on after I get finished doing that. All right, y'all. The saws all made quick work on those two pipes. The passenger side pipe is a whole lot easier to get out. It's a whole lot easier to get out because it was more sort of straight piece. And I'll show you all that stuff when I get it up from under the truck. But this is what I'm left with. You know, that and the rest of the exhaust. I'm gonna get my pipe to come back into here, and hopefully the headers will fit in there nice and easy. So I'm gonna get back up top, and what I got to do is I gotta hold on, y'all. Let me get out from under this truck where I can talk to y'all better. All right, like I said, I was gonna get back up top. I want to clean these flange areas again with my own. Matter of fact, let me get that. I gotta get my drill and my wire brush attachment, which is here. I use that. You don't have to have a DeWalt, just a drill and a wire brush attachment. I'm gonna hit them gasket areas, and then I'm gonna get the headers out the box and get prepared to see if I can fit them jokers in there. And instead of going and buying more header gaskets, which I know I can get some better ones or whatever. I know there are a lot better ones out there on the market, but right now, being under the budget that I always tell y'all about, I got to make do with what I got. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show y'all over here right fast. Let me get the camera turned around. Excuse the noise of the fan. What I'm gonna do is take them headers that came in the kit, and I'm gonna try to notch it just like this. That way I can hang the bolt on each end of the header, drop the gasoline just like this, because it ain't gonna see the ability of the gasket itself. But I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna do it just like that, and kind of notch it out. That way I can put a bolt in and then drop the gasket in, start the rest of the bolts, and then bolt the header up. Also, this is what I had to cut off from under the truck. If you want to look at it, I mean, it ain't really all that important, but some of y'all might end up dealing with this when you run into getting headers done. Let me get this here turned around the other way. I'm gonna show you how it had look under the truck. That's how it had looked when it was under the truck. It was more pipe hooked to this one, but that's hooked to the shorter header from that side that broke. But this is what it did. It pretty much came down off of this pipe here and went all the way around, up over the crossing member, up under the tail shaft, and then out to that side. That's one of the things I hate about these body style trucks, is where they got the gas tank located, so you can't. It's hard to put equal length exhaust up under these trucks, but every vehicle and body style, make a model, etc., gonna have its negatives and positives, pros, cons, etc., or whatever. And you just got to deal with it, according to what you want to do. But this is what I had to cut off right here. So I think I'm done with the Sawzall. It did good for the day. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back, and then I'm gonna get up here and clean those flanges, and then we're gonna get ready to see if we can set these headers in. By then I have y'all in the tripod, and you can watch the work or whatever. So just stay tuned. All right, guys, real quick, for those of you who are swapping from exhaust manifold, I mean, you got like a bone stock application, you do have to modify this bracket. I didn't modify mine because I had to do that to put the shorter headers on. But this part, I want y'all to see this close. Let me zoom in some. All right, This part of this power steering bracket, which leads up to the back of your alternator, move this here, you can see it. It goes from that bolt all the way down to the back of your power steering pump. This piece used to have an indentation that came out all the way over here, and it came across that #1 cylinder exhaust to where it bolts up to the exhaust manifold. You will have to modify this to fit the headers in there, even with shorter headers. I was already done did that to mine, so I'm good to go. But I just wanted y'all to see that, just in case I had some viewers that was going to straight to long tube headers from bone stock, exhaust manifolds. So make sure that you're mindful of that as well, if you hadn't already took care of it. So I done cleaned the flanges. I got that little bit of flash rust off with my wire brush and my drill. I did the other side as well. Now I'm gonna get ready to modify them gaskets, because I'm getting ready to get the headers out the box and see if I can get them fitted on there. So just stay tuned. All right, y'all. I got the camera turned in a way to where I can't zoom in, so I'm gonna have to show y'all most of everything by holding it up to the camera. I can see what the camera sees, so we'll be all right. I almost made a mistake of damaging the gasket some, but I think I'll be fine. But as you can see, they're different, and they would be. These are your more, I'm gonna just get one. These are your more rectangle or oval shaped ports, which the cylinder heads are kind of shaped like that. And then these are a straight round port gasket. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to remove this part so I can set the gaskets down in there without having to struggle to start the bolts. And if it don't work, I just put them other ones back on, because I mean they still fine. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these scissors. These are some industrial style metal scissors, or snips as they call them. And what I'm just take it and get a little bit of a groove in there. Try to be as careful as I can, because I don't want to cut through the whole end. I just want to cut enough to slip it down over the bolt. And what I'm doing is I'm cutting through the metal core just as well as the gasket itself. You see what I did? I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm gonna try to do that on both ends and on the other one. That way I can slip them down in there. And if it don't work, it's okay. I'll just go ahead and go and either get some different gasket, or I'll put the old one back on. But since these came with it, I want to use what came with it. That way I can let people know, hey, this is good, or this is trash, don't do that. I tried that and it didn't work for me, that kind of thing. So you kind of get like a review of sorts, along with the how-to or whatever. So I look at a lot of YouTube videos for that same purpose, just to try different things, and I want to try to pass it on. So that's one end, and that's the other end. Now I know you're looking at this end, you're like, oh man, it's real thin right there. It'll be all right. I'm gonna make sure to put that towards the front side. That way, if I have an issue with it sealing, I know exactly where it's coming from. But it's metal infused in this gasket, so it shouldn't burn away. It ain't just a paper gasket, so that's a good thing. I'm gonna do the same thing to this other one, and I'm doing it right in front of you guys. That way you can see exactly what I'm doing. I know it might be a little bit boring, but stuff like this is what I like to see, especially if I'm trying to do something for the first time. So I can always appreciate somebody that's putting a lot of detail in their video. There's a lot of us out here that don't know, and we can't afford to mess up. So you seeing me being like super duper careful with this, because I'm already struggling financially. So I don't, if I can avoid buying something that I don't need to buy, it's always a benefit to me. Because doing this here costs. Trust and believe, if I had the money to do like I want to do all the time, it'll be some different content on these videos. This is the other one. All right, so I got those set. Oh yeah, it's down here. I got those set, so what I'm gonna get ready to do is prep the headers and then get y'all turned back on when I move the tripod. All right, y'all. I got y'all set up in the tripod. I'm on the passenger side. I'm gonna try to see if I can fit this header in there with everything in place. I really don't want to take this coolant hose off because I don't want to lose no coolant. I ain't got no antifreeze. But I'm gonna try to fit everything in there. So I'm gonna put it on a time lapse because I honestly have no idea how long this is gonna take because I've never done this before. But we're gonna learn together. So just enjoy the time lapse. Hopefully it ain't too long. When I got it set up in there, I'm gonna drop the gasket in and bolt it up, and then we're gonna work on the other side. All right, y'all. Okay, I stopped the time lapse because I had to show y'all something. You see how I got my starter wiring and the starter just plain being there, and that metal, I don't know what that is, but it holds the wires kind of like out of the way or whatever. That should be fine, but I think I'm going to have to move the starter at least, and I'm gonna have to reroute the way the solenoid wire and all that going. I might have to run that up to the top, or loop it underneath, or some kind of way. The reason being is because it's keeping me from dropping the headers in from the top. I might be confishing me in from the bottom, but if I can do it from the top, it'll be better. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the starter off, and I'm gonna have to reroute that wiring for the starter. That way it's out of the way, and then I'm gonna put y'all back on the time lapse and see if I can drop these headers in. So just stay tuned. All right, y'all. First time trying to get the headers to fit in there. I noticed a little bit of clearance issues. I'm gonna go ahead and point those out right now. Let me get it turned around. I got it sitting on this chair. All right. It's either, I got it upside down now. This is the one from the passenger side. Either right here, I think it's right there. It's making a little bit of contact with the adjustment bolt on the upper control arm. And on the flange side of it, trying to get a bolt to go in here, you can see the clearance now. Trying to get a bolt to go in there is murderous. So what I'm gonna have to do is, I'm not gonna modify it to the point where I wallow the hole out. Sorry, y'all, I had the camera somewhere else. I'm gonna take maybe a drill, or either my the carbide bit that I use to do porting going on, and I'm gonna get in here at an angle where I can fit that bolt in there. Other than that, of course, you know this one is gonna be a nightmare to do, but it's all right. And then I got this one in there. No, I'm still got the camera everywhere. This one is a nightmare because it's at the back. All right. This one is okay. I just told you about that one. And then that one is okay. And then both of these is okay. They actually have an indention made into the primary tube just for that purpose. And they did that here, but you must be supposed to put the bolt in before you try to fit the head on. So maybe I need to try that. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna grind down, get my little grinder, and I'm gonna grind down. I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's either here where my finger is. Try to zoom in some more. Yeah, that's better. It's either here where my finger is that I need to grind down, or it's up here on the actual washer from the Let me get, I want y'all to see this, because I know somebody's probably gonna be fighting with this, and I don't want that to happen. All right, right here is where I might be having an issue, and I'm pretty sure that these are. So what I'm gonna try to do is see if I can get in here and grind that down a little smoother to buy myself a little bit more room for clearance. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna show y'all what it look like after I'm done. All right, y'all, this is what I did. I got it ground down some. I would show you the other side, but if you rewind back a little bit in the video, you see how it was before I ground it down some. I didn't take too much off of the that back washer that's on that eccentric bolt. That's for adjusting your casting, your camera on your upper control arm. I normally never have to, do anything with that, so it should be fine. But I'm gonna try to stick these headers back up there and see if they fit a little bit better. So just stay tuned. All right, y'all. I think third times or fourth times or however many times that I had to do it, I think it's a charm. What I did was just take my little tool. I'll show you the tool in a little bit, and just bevel, the entry or the exit point, I'm gonna say, of the flange. That way I can get the bolt in at an angle. It's not enough to where to cause any sealing issues, but I mean, this is something that the vehicle didn't come with, and it probably got cut off of something generic, so it is what it is. But this is the tool I use. Y'all see it says Chicago Electric. It's like a Dremel tool, but just at half the price. And I ordered these little bits. Try to get the zoom in. Little bits just to just to grind a little bit away at the time. And now I'm gonna get ready to set it back up there. Hopefully get all the bolts started, get the gasket set in, and I'm gonna tighten it down and then check for clearances. So y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all, we back. As you can see, the header is off again. I got like 5 of the bolts in, and I got the last one started, but it just wouldn't do right. Like, how how it feel when something feel like you're getting ready to cross thread. Come to find out, I did not clearance enough on the eccentric washer that's on my adjustment bolt for my lower control arm, and also I saw exactly where it was making contact. And I got one black line here. See here? It's a black permanent marker on a black header, so I know it's hard to see. And then the other one is right here. So I feel like if I put some heat here in this area, and then I kind of catch right here where it's making contact, and kind of I want to heat it up instead of just beating it with the hammer and damaging the tool further than what it need to be. So I'm going to try to heat up just this area, and then I'm going to take the ball peen side, or the round side of the hammer, and that's where I'm gonna try to concentrate at, just to clear that area, because other than that everything else clears. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my grinder, and I'm gonna go ahead and clearance that a little bit more to buy me some more space, because I don't want the engine torque to cause it to make contact either. And I understand that if you make it this far in the video, you be like, oh man, that's a lot to go through to put long tube headers on. Once they're on there, you're normally good to go. The downside to me putting them on is I got to take them right back off when I get ready to do my cam, lifters and valve spring upgrade on this motor, because I got to redo the head gaskets and valve cover gaskets, and I'm gonna clean all that stuff up. So I got to take them back off anyway. So I'm not really looking forward to it, but at the same time, I know once I get it done, it'll be right. So that's where a lot of the patience come in, because it's not easy to do all this stuff with the motor and the truck and all that around it. It's easy for the cats to do it that can take the front clip off and do all that stuff, but I got to get this thing back on the road because I need my truck. I literally need it now for some stuff that I got to do with the trailer and all that, stuff like that. So I got to go through this because this is something that I want to do. This is something that I want to share with y'all and show to y'all, just in case you're in the same predicament that I am in, working at a shop with without the fancy equipment and this and that and the third, but to show you that it can be done. It is a little aggravating though, but what I'm gonna do is go ahead and get started with this, And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the grinding down there. And then when I cut the camera back on, I'm gonna have the header on and bolted up properly. And then I'm gonna show you all the clearance that I got from that area. That way you can say, okay, when I get ready to do mine, I already know what I got to expect. So just stay tuned. Notice how I'm not trying to heat the whole tube up. I'm just concentrating on that area that I know I got to deal with for clearance. And what I'm gonna do is if I can get it cherry red, the metal will be soft enough for me to manipulate with the hammer, and then I'm gonna try to knock it on down a little bit, the way it don't damage the tube too much. But at the same time, I get the clearance that I need. That's why I'm only concentrating in this one spot. I ain't gonna get it so hot that when I hit it, it just cave in. I'm just getting it hot enough to where it's easier to manipulate without, damaging it too much. It's starting to turn a little bit. Now, in most situations, you probably ain't got to do all this to get the header to fit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, some people might say they got them and they bolted them right on and everything was good. I'm not one of them people, so because I don't want to send them back and I want them when they're so bad, I'm doing what I can to make them fit. That should be enough. That should be good enough. I'm gonna get some water and cool that down. You definitely won't make a mistake of trying to handle that and it's hot. Alright, now I'll let that stay there, cool off a little bit more while I do the grinding. So y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, I know y'all tired of seeing these clips, but this is the real work that go along with fitting these things on, because either I don't know any better or because they actually are that difficult to put on. But it ain't no way, y'all see it, ain't no way for it to make contact now. I done grind that flat with the actual I'm gonna guess that's called the mounting part of the suspension that the upper control arm bolts into. That's flat. Normally I never have to move that anyway. And then I've clearanced this. I'm gonna let y'all see it from the flat side. That's how much I clearance it that way. And then it's also dimpled down in here. And yes, it is, of course, obviously cool enough for me to touch it, but that's where it was making the most contact. So I know some of y'all, professionals, y'all might be against what I'm doing because you say, oh man, you done damaged a good set of headers and it's going to affect your flow and your horsepower and all that. Let me get y'all turned around because you got to see me say this. All right, yeah, note the safety glasses. I got to keep my eyes right. I don't make nowhere near the power level for that to make a difference. Like I told y'all in other videos, and some people done say, hey man, you know what kind of power you making with the Vortex head swap, blah, 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 blah. I don't make nowhere near the power that's the way that gonna make a difference on one primary tube. So it'll be fine. For me, it'll be fine. For the ones that want to be perfect, I get it. You might be can cut a tube out and modify it and redo it and make it fit and all that. Great. I don't have them talents. I don't have that equipment. So I'm doing the best that I can with what I got. Now, this time, I think I done said this 3, maybe 4 times. This time when I cut the camera back on, the headers will be bolted up. All right, y'all, we back. A promise is a promise, and I try to keep them if I can help it. Now, I would like for y'all to see what I'm thinking so far is the most difficult side. It ain't but 2 sides. And don't mind the mess. I got to clean up, the oil leaks because of, it done fell slap off me knee. That wasn't supposed to do that, y'all. That's probably a sign that I need to go ahead and do something different with this here instead of having oil blow all over my valve cover. Anyway, I got the headers in. I got them bolted up, all 6 of them. 2, 4, 6. And I'm gonna get up on it to show you the clearances. I even went as far as to, I hate that y'all got to look around all these hoses and all that. I need to clean this up. I'm gonna reroute that when I do all my other work because that ain't gonna run across that valve cover again. I'm gonna do something different with that fuel line, even though I pretty much just modified it to that state. And I like AC just as much as everybody else, but man, right now it's more in the way than anything else. So I may keep that on and I might not. I don't know. But let's go back to the headers, because I know y'all want to see what's going on underneath. And I didn't pause y'all because I wanted you to see everything. All right, this is the clearance that I have. I'm gonna put it up through y'all see up there where I had beat the header in a little bit and grind down that area where the mount is for the upper control arm. Now I can pretty much get my finger up in there. It should be good with the engine torque. And this piece right here, that tube looking thing, it is close to it, but I don't think it's gonna move that much. What I did was squeeze it down flat a little bit. I might squeeze it a little bit more if I catch it rattling onto it. And I rerouted the starter wires so they'd be away from the primary tubes as much as possible. So I got the starter on. Pretty much this side is done, other than like putting the spark plugs in and all that. But this is where it's going. Y'all forgive me. I'm up under this truck on my back, so the camera ain't gonna go look fool sometimes. And I try not to edit it out because I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be the way y'all can see what I'm doing and learn from me. This is where it comes out at. I'm gonna put the camera on this side and hopefully get a better shot of it. So I would have had to do something different with the exhaust anyway. And get this light back here. But that's how it looks. It's not too close to the frame, not too close to the floorboard. I should have enough room to get it like an elbow or something up from the collector, which I don't have them bolted on right now. But they should go over the top of this mount. Let me back up a little bit so y'all can. Come on, man. Come on, phone. They should come up and go up a little bit and then go over this mount and then out this way. But yeah, I'm breathing heavy because I'm tired. But let me get out from under this truck, and what I'm gonna do is get ready to tackle the other side, because once I get the headers on, then I can put the plugs in, put the spark plug wires on, and then crank it. So the quicker I do that, the better. All right, y'all, I want to take a minute to try to get everybody involved that watch my channel, watch my videos. I want y'all to pause the video at this point. Let me get around this tripod, and I want you to comment below. Now you see what's over here. It is like a straight shot, right? And no, this is not a trick question. Even I don't know the answer to it because I've never put long tube headers on this body style of truck before. I did Impala that I had years ago, but never this truck. So even I don't know the answer to it. Comment below which side you think is the easiest to put on. Remember now, I ain't got the head on that side yet. It does look a whole lot more open, but you never know. So I'm gonna find out just, right along with y'all. But I want you to comment, let me know which one you think is easier to put on. And by the time I get done at the end of the video, I'm gonna let you know what my opinion was. Do y'all see that? Did y'all see that last time lapse? I ain't even first laid down on the ground. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate that. I put the header in from up here and tighten all the bolts up at one time. I ain't had to take it back out. I ain't had to modify nothing. I ain't had to. I tell you what, the engineers did their homework on this side here. They must have was at lunch break when the other side got designed. But I'm gonna get my pad from over here so y'all can see how it looks from underneath. But just bear with me. I ain't gonna pause the video for that. It ain't gonna take that long. I mean, wow, man. I mean, I ain't complaining, y'all. I'm grateful for it. I ain't even got down here with no light. Look at that. Oh, I ain't know that was like that. It'll be all right. I ain't gonna hurt nothing. If I got to, I beat it back out with something else. It may be a little close to the gear shift thing, but see, I can move this collector, so that ain't no big deal. See what I'm saying? I can move that, rotate it around, the way it won't even touch it. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm gonna do with that. So that ain't no big deal. That thing they slides back and forth. You put it wherever you feel you need to put it. So it's gonna be probably somewhere in that area, that way it don't touch. And when I go in and out of gear, all that does is twist anyway to move it. Well, it's coming from up top and going to the transmission to change it from reverse to drive or whatever. So that's fine. In some cases, you do have to modify these. I've heard on some vehicles, but since Matt ain't making no contact, I should be able to go throughout the gears like I should. So I should be fine. But look at all that room. I got all that room still for my oil filter, because I change my oil. I don't even, sometimes I lift it up and sometimes I don't. Depends on where I am. But that's a lot of room. So thank God for this side, but great Lord have mercy on that side there. So let me get back out from under here, and then we're gonna start on the spark plugs. All right, y'all, we back. I got the spark plugs put in on both sides. It's looking like on the driver's side, I may be able to still use them same wires, because I can kind of zip tie them in this area here to keep them off the header, and this way here as well. But it's a little bit different on that passenger side. That, man, like I told y'all before, that passenger side, that's the devil. I had to modify my oil dipstick tube to get the dipstick to go all the way down in there because of the way the primary tubes go. And I definitely probably won't be able to use the same spark plug wires on this side. I don't know how I'm gonna route these, but I got to figure it out and maybe zip tie them a certain way to where they stay off the header. I might have to get me some of them boot things that I see y'all talking about too, you know, to keep the spark plug from wire from burning. So I may have to loop this one around, or I might have to come through this way. I think I can make these two work, 2 and 4, but 6 and 8 might be a problem. It might be a problem. If I can trick them down in here and just reroute them with these old wires here, I need to check these too, because I just had to kill a dirt dabbler that got in the electrical socket. Them jokers to get anywhere and plug up a hole. Another thing is, with me already having these looms, and I think I might be got some more inside the shop somewhere, I might be able to make these work. And what I do is I save them wires for another day. I ain't gonna take them back because I want to use them, but I might be able to do something different with them. So I'm gonna try to do that, and once I get them hooked up, make sure I ain't got no make sure they ain't gonna burn or whatever on the headers, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to fire this thing off and listen to all that noise. So y'all just stay tuned. All right, y'all, we back. Guess what? As you can see, I was able to reroute the old wires, which it wasn't skipping or nothing, so I got the new plugs in it, but I put the old wires back. That way I'm just running them out, and if they do burn, then what I do is I replace them. Let me get to the other side so you can see how I had to route those. I got all of them set to where they're not making contact with the header, but of course you know that I gotta let it run, get hot, heat cycle, then check and make sure the flange bolts is tight, and I may have to rewire them. What I'm doing is I'm using them old wires to figure out where I'm not supposed to run the wires. That way, when I put the new ones on, when I do my other work, I can route them, the way I want to. So with all that being said, we're gonna get ready to make some noise in here. Now it's raining outside right now, but I can guarantee you that ain't going to have nothing to do with what you're gonna hear coming out from under this truck. later on. So I'm gonna get this done. I got my nephew down here. I got to check something on this car. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give him a shout out. This is my nephew. He got a channel. Tell him about your channel, bro.
My channel name is YouFools. I mainly play games, mainly Roblox and stuff like that. So you know, if you like that, or you got kids who like that, make sure to go ahead and tell them to stop by.
Y'all hear him now? His channel growing. He do that live streaming stuff with the video games and all that. So you know, if you into that sort of stuff, and like you say, you got kids or whatever, y'all go and look him up. It's spelled YUFUZ on YouTube. So check him out. Support his channel, showing some love. That's my main man from day one. So we're gonna get back to the main thing and get ready to make some noise with this truck. All right, y'all. We finna make some noise with this thing. Now I ain't cranked it up. Since I put it on this on these ramps, so I ain't 100% sure how it's gonna sound. I just know it's gonna be loud. Y'all listen to this music. Boy, that sounded beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Of course.
I had the camera. I was so excited I had the camera turn on me when I asked you that. All right, yo. It's done heat cycled, not a whole lot, but it was enough to burn the stuff off. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take that 3/8 wrench, because that's the only thing I really could get in there. Take that 3/8 wrench and I'm gonna snug them bolts again, and then I'm gonna get it down on these ramps so I can check my nephew car. Then I gotta go later on to get my son from school. So thank God, if you made it to this point in the video, I appreciate you. Let me get y'all turned around. If you made it to this far in the video and you followed the series, I appreciate you once again. I appreciate the support. I thank you for helping me, the ones that give me knowledge and wisdom in the comments. I appreciate the ones that I'm being an inspiration to. Like I always tell y'all, you know, to keep wrenching and all that. I really mean that. the smile that you saw on my face, that was genuine. You know, I don't really show too much emotion in these videos at all, but it was genuine because, for one, I love that noise. I can't drop it like that, of course, but I love that noise, and I'm happy that I did what I did. You know, I fought through the struggle, especially with the passenger side, and I thank God that I was able to get me another set of wires, but I was able to use the other ones so I can make sure that I have them routed right for when they, you know, just in case they burn. So I'm just grateful. All the glory and the honor go to him. And shout out to my nephew for coming down and helping me out. He is a guru. Let me tell y'all something real quick. He is a guru with that editing and doing that stuff. If any of y'all get to go and actually check his videos out, he did everything on his channel, from the intro to all that stuff. I mean, he does all that stuff. So, you know, big shout out to him. He's an inspiration to me in a lot of ways that he don't know. You know, so it's just a blessing to have good family that you can depend on and be a blessing to, as well as be blessed by them. So, like I always tell y'all, be encouraged, be blessed, and keep wrenching. I'll see y'all on the next video.